Guys, how we doing? Welcome to Good Works Tractors. Today we're going to review the 3D series offered by John Deere. So this series here comes in three different models. It's going to be the 3043D, the 3043D, and what you see here, the 3043D. And as you might expect, those are going to be 25 horse, 35 horse, and 43 horsepower variants. So don't get this confused with the 3E series or the 3R series. This is just yet another subset of the 3 series family of tractors. What makes this one unique is the fact that it is going to be offered in a gear drive only transmission, meaning there's no hydro, okay? You do have a handle right here to go forward or reverse, but it is not a power reverser. You have to come to a standstill in order to engage either a range, a gear, or the forward reverse lever. So coupled with that, you need to push in the clutch. There's a foot clutch down here that you would push in to change any of these ranges, gears, that kind of thing as well. So it's what's called an 8x8 transmission, meaning you can have 8 forward speeds and 8 reverse speeds. This is really going back to the basics here of the old school farm tractor. So if a lot of you guys grew up on a farm tractor, an 8N, 9N is going to be that similar type of concept there. One of the benefits to a gear drive is just the simplicity of it overall. There's no hydrostatic transmission, there's no electronic transfer of anything that's going on. It's all mechanical operation. It's very easy, very simple, and pretty robust. Additionally, you're also going to get more power to the ground that way versus hydro, which robs a little bit of horsepower. This is going to put the most power to the ground. So you are going to have your standard category 1 3-point hitch back here with 540 RPM rear PTO. You will see this fuel tank that's been relocated back here, which is very nice, stays out of the way of the 3-point hitch, and a lot more convenient to fill versus the version that's in the hood, which also the 3R series has, believe it or not. You're also going to see that there is a drawbar down underneath here. I'm not sure if that's standard equipment or not. On the 3E series, it is not. So if you are shopping for a 3D and you think it's standard equipment, maybe just double check, see if you can see a visual picture down here and make sure it has that drawbar that you're looking for. There is also an option for telescoping draft links on here, so you can actually get a little a tab on here that you would push, and the end of these draft links come out, you know, to make it easier to hook up to a 3-point attachment. The width of the machine itself is actually going to be very similar to a 3E or a 3R. One thing to keep in mind is the fact that this 3-point hitch here will lift about 300 pounds more than the 3E series. This front end loader is going to be the same exact loader that's found on the 3E series, the model 300E. It does have a standard quick attach, a John Deere quick attach bucket on here, so you can take that bucket off, put paddle forks on, a snow pusher, a bale spear, that kind of thing as well. Rated to lift around 1,200 pounds or so to full height. So a few fun facts about the 3D series. Well, this one in particular has less than 6 hours on it. It is used. The gentleman who bought it did not really listen to the dealer that they bought it from. They thought they were going to use this for a big hay operation. Realized it was too small essentially the same day they bought it, and he went up to a 5 series tractor. So you still have to keep things in a frame of reference and know what you're getting into with the size of a tractor. 43 horsepower in a tractor this footprint is quite substantial, you know, so you're going to get a lot of horsepower to the ground if you're going to be towing a trailer, if you're going to be tilling, if you're going to be disking, if you're going to be brush hogging, all that kind of stuff. Anything on the 3-point hitch. Being gear drive means that it essentially has that cruise control. So once you're gotten up in motion there and going forward, it's going to stay that steady, constant speed. An interesting note is that it's going to weigh about 600 pounds more than the equivalent 3E series. And so it doesn't really matter which variant within the series, the 25, 35, or 43 horsepower, you're still going to have that 600 pound weight increase. So hopping up in the operator station, right here, this is going to be what engages and disengages your rear PTO. So you can see that lever right there, off and then on right there, okay? Again, this is going to be your range select. So you have, what's this, A for high, neutral, and then B for low. Again, right here, forward and reverse. Okay, this is going to be your clutch right here. Just to push that in like so. I do have turn signals here. You are going to have, you can get that to focus. This is going to be your regen. It's an auto all the time, so if you want to operate it when it's in the park setting, you can, or you can disengage it right here if you need to. I recommend just leaving it in auto. Little look at the dash there. Not a whole lot going on. Again, it's just a simple layout. Over here, you're actually able to scroll through the dash with this button right here. Turn some hazards on and headlights on. Again, engine throttle. And so this is also going to come equipped with a foot throttle right here, okay? So you can control the engine RPMs with this pedal there, or with the hand throttle here, or use a combination of both. And then you are going to have your traditional split brake right down here. They are combined right now, but if you flip that up, it will separate them. And then your loader joystick here, again, float is going to be standard. I always point that out just because it's not that well known. And then this is a loader lockout if you want to lock out the functionality of the loader. Say you have it raised all the way up for whatever reason and you want to make sure that the loader joystick doesn't get bumped and it comes crashing down. Well, that's all you got to do is engage the lockout. Gears right here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 plus neutral. So you have 4 here plus 2 ranges. That gives you 8 total going forward, and then 8 total going reverse. Right down here you do have your rock shaft control with the adjustable stop here, so you can loosen that up and tighten it down to a certain setting if you want to return to the same spot. Say you're brush hogging or you're tilling or whatever it is and you're making a turn and you want to raise it up and then go back down to the same spot. It's easy enough to do it that way. Different view of the operator station here. Okay, you're going to see it is a pretty basic suspension seat, or basic seat I should say, not a whole lot of suspension. They have doubled up on these little rubber springs here. Does have a seat adjust there as well. Got your dipstick right there, and I believe this is a little, look at that, looks like a little pin connector right there. I've never seen that before on one of these tractors, and maybe that's just me. Learn something new every day, but you do have that right there. You will engage and disengage your 4-wheel drive. It's just an up and down motion on that lever right there, or that handle I should say. And then over here, nice to see a separate locking rear differential, unlike the 3E, which would have a brake and the locking rear differential combined into one pedal. Do have some tool storage here on this fender. You can see there, oh, a couple of good work spins. How about that? You will have folding ROPS as well, so that this can fold down and fit easily inside a 7-foot garage. Typically these are going to be a little bit cheaper than the 3E series and quite a bit cheaper than the 3R series, as you might expect. So as with all the John Deere models now, when they're redesigned, they are coming out with this new little safety thing here. You got to poke something in there to be able to unlock the hood to raise it up. So here's a look underneath. Got your air filter back there. Going to be your soot collector here, essentially, just where it's going to regen on occasion. Take a look down there. Batteries tucked down underneath. I wish they would redesign that, but you know, there's always a trade-off. If you move the battery somewhere, something else is going to be relocated too. Lights underneath there. Now these side panels do come off very easily. You just push them in and it's a quarter turn and it locks like that. Do the same thing with the one back here, and then you just pull the panel right off. It's called a toolless removal, so makes that nice and easy as well. I will say I do quite like the loader response on this tractor, similar to the 3E. You will hear some folks complain that the 3E, they actually feel like it's too quick. You know, so there's a trade-off, right? So some folks are going to think it's too quick, some are going to think it's too slow. The same thing can be said for any tractor. It doesn't matter if it's John Deere, Kubota, whatever else. So all personal preference, but I do like how quick it is to respond, especially the dump function as well. And it's actually quite easy to kind of get that two-function action if you want to raise and kind of keep it level, or lower and keep it level as well. It's pretty easy to do that on this model here. The last thing that I want to demonstrate for you is going to be this foot throttle here in a combination with this hand throttle, okay? Because I feel like a visual will help it make more sense for those of you that aren't quite picturing how that would work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine on. Then I'm going to move this throttle handle, the hand throttle, to the mid position. Kind of gives you then a baseline RPMs for your engine. But then if you need a little bit more oomph, just periodically, you can push down on this pedal here and get more RPMs above that. I'll demonstrate in a couple different ways so you can see. So one of the applications where I find the foot throttle to be handy, I'm sure there's many, but is if you're using the front end loader. So you have it kind of at a mid RPM, you're just kind of going along doing your thing, controlling your speed, but you get to a point where you need to use your loader, whether it's raising it up, lowering it down, whatever it might be, but you need that increased hydraulic capacity required to move that loader in the operation in the manner that you want. And so you can set that at a certain spot there and then just kind of use that foot throttle to increase those RPMs as needed. And it's just momentary, it goes right back down once you let off the foot throttle. Well, thanks so much for following along. You know, I would give you more of a little test drive of this machine here, but it's actually sold already, and being such low hours, 5.8 hours exactly, I don't want to put a whole lot of time on it. So I'll take a real quick spin around the parking lot here just to show you what it's all about in person there. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out the other videos on my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button below. Thanks so much. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.